What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be looking at the Kizer Sparrow Premium. Let's get into it. All right, guys, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing size comparisons, profile comparison, and then we'll go ahead and check the weight out on the Kizer Sparrow. First up, we're going to compare it to the budget knives. This is the Migron Moyarl, very comparable. I would call this a medium-sized EDC because that's what I call the Moyarl. And then we're going to go ahead and bring out the Civivi Bull Tusk, one of my favorite undercovered budget knives from Civivi. As you can see, the Sparrow is more medium-sized EDC, so we'll go ahead and move the Bull Tusk out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in the Spyderco Shaman, just in case you're more familiar with this and not the Bull Tusk. There's a size reference. And we'll go ahead and set the Moyarl to the side just briefly so that we can bring in the Spyderco Para 3 Lightweight. And we're going to use these two smaller, medium-sized. They're not small, but they're smaller. Those two medium-sized EDC for profile comparison. I like to do that so you can get an idea of how is it going to carry in hand, how is it going to carry in pocket. So let's kick it off first by comparing it against the Para 3 Lightweight. Very comparable, guys. Very comparable. Very similar thickness there. And we'll go ahead and grab the Moyarl. And the Moyarl is just a skosh thicker there, guys. Just a little bit thicker. All right, let's go ahead and grab the scale. This does feel like it's a 3.5 ounce, maybe even a 4 ounce knife. It's hard to tell with these medium-sized EDC knives. Yeah, coming in at 4.1 ounces for titanium and S35N. That is a good weight, and I like it. Let's go ahead and jump into the review. Let's kick it off with ergos. This is a very good profile. So you can see it compared very well to the Para 3. I like the thickness on it. I really like the finishing on here. It kind of reminds me of like the sandblasted Sebenza. It's a really good finish on there that I really do like a lot, and it really does make the knife nice and grippy. As far as space, I have enough for all 4 fingers to fit on here. Again, like the Para 3 Lightweight, Bug Out, Echo, Moyarl, plenty of room for me to fit on here. I do hang off the back just a little bit, so if you wanted to call it 3 3/4, you could. You do have this flipper tab here that does keep your hand kind of locked in. Again, very thin through here where they chamfered it down for the design of the knife, and then the lock bar, when it drops down in here, it does make it feel very thin down on there on the bottom. I can feel just a little bit. It is chamfered, but it is still pokey right here where it drops in for that lock bar. When I'm squeezing, trying to get a good grip on it, I kind of feel just a little bite right there, but everything else feels really good. I don't really feel that lock bar cut relief. I would have said just make that internal, but the pocket clip does land on the flat part of the scale, and it actually goes into the pocket well. What I feel when I'm taking it out is I feel these kind of just riding across the pocket of my jeans when it's coming out. It's not really preventing it from coming out, but you just kind of feel like, hopefully that makes sense the way that it comes out. Pocket clip's in a good spot, just a little weird though. I noticed this. It's not good or bad, but that pocket clip right there is mounted so low that they actually have the pin going through to the filler tab. I don't know why they just didn't bring it up and put it in between, or just make it back here. Actually, now that I'm saying that, that probably would look kind of weird because it would put it really high up on the knife. So maybe instead, yeah, you totally could have. You could have eliminated this, and you could have brought it up and had it sit right here and had it gone through the backspacer. I think that would have made it just a little bit cleaner. You have no markings on this side at all. Very faint Kizer emblem on the blade. Very faint S35VN emblem. So it's very well masked. It's very, very faint, and it's very low print. And then here you have the Blackbird Blades logo. And you have the Sparrow, very faint there. Get a good look at that static wash blade. I love Kizer static wash. I like their black wash too. I don't know why they've gotten away from that. The action access to the lock bar is very good. Very good action. Very smooth closing. Almost a guillotine, but not quite. It is a little loose. It has come a little loose. Hang on one second. T8 hardware. Oh, it's very loose. All right, let's see. Hopefully I didn't over tighten it. I don't know my own strength, so sometimes actually that action feels better. A little loose still. Hold on, I think I can go just a touch further. Let's see here. I think that's okay. Yeah, we're still centered. No play. Not quite coming out of that disengagement smooth. So let me try to just tune it just a little bit and back it out. Just a touch. That's just a touch. It moved. I felt it. I felt the vibrations. There we go. Yeah, there, yeah. Yep, that feels good. So T8 hardware, let's just finish checking. T8 hardware, that is a T6, I can tell. So T6 on the pocket clip. Bearings on the pivot, as you can see with that action that we were just talking about, really good flipper tab design. I like this one a lot, guys. I like this one a lot. Really nice opening hole. I can get the thumb in there. It's a little awkward with that flipper tab, but I'm able to get it okay. I feel like it's a reverse flipper tabber. I'm making stuff up. But nice action there. Let's kick it down to the table. Let's take a quick look at the cutting. All right, we're down in the garage. Let's check out the Kizer Sparrow. All right, let's start with a little cut test with the paper. This is a pass-around knife, so just be warned. Kizer continues to do a really good job with their S35 VN blade steel. Just double checking to make sure it's not something that I forgot about between upstairs and downstairs. We got single ply cardboard here. Tearing through that nicely, guys. Bites right into it, even at an unusual angle, and just ripping right through that cardboard really nicely. And Kizer, they do a really good job with their S35 yen. That's one that's really easy to heat treat on here. Let's kick it back upstairs and I'll give you my thoughts and impressions on the geometry and how it felt in hand. So one thing I do really like, it's a nice thin geometry behind the edge, and it's thin a good ways back. So they did a nice job with a, I would call it slightly above half flat grind on here, and they did a good job keeping it nice and thin behind the edge, and you got a decently thin blade thickness, blade stock thickness. So I like that a lot. The jimping felt really good. They do such a good job. Kizer does a great job on their 154 cm and their S35 yen. I know I hear the community, do more steals, but don't look past the fact that when a manufacturer has dialed in one or two steals and they are doing them at a high level, bringing it to you at a very affordable price, that's something you don't want to turn your nose up at. I get it. You get bored with the steal. You want to see sexy different steals. But let me ask you, in your day-to-day, how much of a difference does that steal really make? I'm not advocating that everybody always use M390, S35 EN. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying appreciate that a company has dialed in the heat treat on the steel that they produce the most of and the price point they're bringing it into you at, because this is coming in at $160. Titanium S35N with really good finishes, really well executed, and it is quite honestly an impressive design. And they did a good job with the blade stock thickness, behind the edge thickness. The factory edge is really well done. They did everything right as far as the build quality. So what you're getting at this price point, I think is really, really good. Alternatively, I'm going to recommend an M390 knife, $206. You can pick up the Datsun. I just don't understand why more people aren't talking about this one. I love this knife. It's really well done. It's very satisfying to deploy. They have tuned these really well. The other one I'm going to recommend, if you are interested in something with some S90V, you have the Pyrite and the Echo from CJRB with S90V, titanium, and other variants in there ranging from 180 to 199 bucks. Really impressive. If you use my link down below, as of the recording of this, Artisan 10 would still save you 10% on your purchase directly from their website. Really good deal there. I know one's a button lock. I know the other one is a crossbar lock, so you may feel a certain way about that, but I mean, really, this is super satisfying, guys. If you're not one of those people out there that are like pushing it to get to the break point and then letting go, trying to force it to fail, it is harder to fail. If you give it a very light push when they're tuned and clean lube, it comes out very lazy. But if you're really just a natural flick, it's satisfying. I don't know why people hate on crossbar locks so much. But anyway, I digress. 159 bucks, guys. S35EN titanium. As of the recording of this video, was 159. So, you know, maybe on sale, maybe going up after the first of the year. I know they said prices are going to go up next year on knives. It's unfortunate to hear. What do you think of the premium Kizer Sparrow? I really like this one. I am digging this one a lot. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This is definitely my favorite out of all the Kizers that came in. The Dogfish, the Cut, and this one. 100% this one is my favorite. It's the most expensive, but it is my favorite. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, uses the links, comments, is subscribed. Shout out to my subscribers. You're going to get an early access to review this one before everyone else, and I appreciate the support from everyone. All of the links in the comments and all that stuff does help the channel, and I really do appreciate it. I'm so grateful for it. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. I love you guys. Until next time, peace.